Hi, friends. Welcome back. So, we've got breaking news. There are more layoffs over at Tesla. And you got to read the headline here. Tesla conducting more layoffs, including entire supercharger team. Guys, when I saw this a few hours ago, I actually didn't believe it. I saw this. I'm like, the entire supercharger team? And I waited on this one because I thought maybe this just might be a rumor or stuff like that. And it turns out it looks like it's true. Everyone's reporting it. I'm going to show you some other things. I saw employees of the supercharger team saying, "Yep, it's we don't have a job anymore." I still don't believe it. Actually, I think something's seriously wrong over at Tesla. The reason why I say this is that the bulls and the people who are the Tesla fanboys and fangirls, they're always like, Tesla's more than a car company. They're going to be awesome, etc. Why are you laying off your supercharger team? This is your recurring revenue. This is your cash cow. You sell people a car and then they're going to charge you network. You're going to make money off of that. And it's funny when I told my wife about this, she's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, in another car, you sell someone a car and then you hope they come back to your shop all the time and give them parts to fix their car, etc. Right? You make money off that stuff. And Tesla, again, if you're an electric car, and my wife said things, she's like, well, as an electric car, let's say you have less parts and you're going to brag that you don't need as many repairs, etc. But you're still going to make money off them on the charging. Like this. It doesn't make any sense. You're firing your supercharger team, and I'm starting to think like, okay, maybe you guys are right. Maybe Tesla's not a car company. Maybe it's just not going to be a company at all. maybe who knows what's going on. And the other thing that's crazy about this thing, this stuff is happening when Elon Musk is in China, essentially handing the keys of the kingdom to the Chinese Communist Party, saying, "Hey, take my FSD. I'll partner with whoever you like. I'm going to sell off my supercharger team. Maybe sell them to the Chinese. Who knows?" This doesn't make any sense to me. The only thing I can think of, I'm saying a lot of things, but maybe I don't know. Maybe they're selling it. Maybe they're getting rid of this. Theoretically, they're going to hire a bunch of new people. That doesn't make any sense. I don't think that. I mean, it's like I don't know. Your supercharger team guys, you need those people. And they're saying here, Musk is going hardcore again. I think any person right now still left at the company is feeling really uneasy. Musk actually sent out an email. You got to read the words of the language of this thing. It's pretty nuts as the stock is sinking today. Let me read this to you. So this is, again, an email coming from Musk. He sent out to people. He said, quote, hopefully, these actions are making it clear that we need to be absolutely hardcore about headcount and cost reduction. So he's like telling people, man, it's cost reduction time to get rid of those people. And this is more what he says. Listen to this. While some on exec staffs, right, your executive team, are taking this seriously, most are not yet doing so. Think about that. This is the email you get from your boss. Well, some of you are taking me seriously and you're firing people, but others of you're not taking this seriously. You need to start cutting. And when your boss says this kind of thing, something's seriously wrong with the company, right? I mean, that's how I read this. There's just no other way to put it. Either Musk feels like that the company's falling behind other companies, like, because this happens, as you're Mr. Musk, you're looking around and, oh my God, look at like Hyundai's catching up, or Hyundai's beating us now, or look at Polestar, they're doing really well, or look at Toyota, what they're doing, right? So there's that kind of thing, or you're looking like, oh my God, look at our sales are down, we're just getting screwed out there. Or you're looking like, oh my God, other car companies, technology is doing awesome, etc. It's just you start blaming your employees right away, right? If something's going wrong, you just start blaming people. Okay, I got to fire everybody. You guys know this, right? When the king gets angry and upset, it's never the king's fault. It's always someone else's fault. And they just start yelling at everybody. And everyone keeps their head down because they don't want to get fired. I think it's that kind of environment over at Tesla. And I mean, just read this, guys. Hopefully these actions are making it clear, right? I want to be clear, guys, that we need to be absolutely hardcore about headcount and cost reduction. So he's like, we have to fire people. So either performance is down, this is the way I read this, or they can't just afford anyone anymore. But it doesn't make any sense to get rid of your supercharger team. That's the part that really worries me if I'm a Tesla bull. I don't think there's any way you can spin this to be positive. I'm sure they'll come up with something. They'll just say Elon Musk is doing some stupid crap like that, but it's not good, guys. When you read the rest of this, listen to this. So it says, Musk also started at 10 a.m. on starting at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, he would ask for the resignation of any executive, quote, who retains more than 3 people who don't obviously pass the excellent, necessary, and trustworthy test. What? so I guess right now, Tuesday 10 a.m., if you're a manager or boss over at Tesla, you need to start firing people, right? And I guess you got to dig down deep, and you okay, I need people who are going to pass. You got to be excellent, you got to be necessary, and you have to be trustworthy. And the thing I find so disturbing about this, and if you guys have ever managed anybody and might actually like the people you work with, it's not that easy to fire people. Let's say, for example, you have a team of 10 people, and your boss comes in and says you got to cut half your staff or something like that. It's like how do you do that? I'm a serious question. How do you do that? And you've been working with these 10 people for the last 5 years or something like that, and everyone's got their role, and you kind of function, how things get done, etc. And then you got to start reorganizing. Like, okay, I got to assign this person this job, this person this job. I guess I could cut that person maybe, but it's not that easy. And you again, these people personally, and you got your boss breathing down your throat. I think the morale in this environment. This is the email from Mr. Musk here. I think the morale at Tesla must be horrible. And I don't. I'm literally just reading his words. Here's more details. As it says, all staff reporting to executives would also be cut, although a small number of workers would be reassigned. The dissolving of the supercharger group led to Tanushi, that was the head of it, this group, would result in around 500 layoffs, the report said. Musk also said in the email he would be getting rid of the public policy team, so it's like another team he's getting rid of, whose director left the company on April 15th, according to the informant. And the reason I didn't even believe this headline myself. I was like, no, that can't be possible. I looked into it, and I can see employees already saying that they're leaving. This like an hour ago. This is from a person named Mike. Says, like many others in Tesla supercharger business, I too am affected by layoffs this morning. I truly enjoyed working with talented men and women who went above and beyond to build the most extraordinary EV charging network in the world. I can honestly say that I consider some of my ex-coworkers as chosen family, a testament to the strong bonds formed on our team. I look forward to a new journey, etc. And he says, please contact me for new opportunities. Here's another person named Paul, just an hour ago. That's why I said, guys, I waited to confirm it because actually the head of their department doesn't really do social media stuff, which I'll explain in a minute here. So I wasn't sure. You just want to, does the person actually say it? And there's another person named Paul. And there they are, I guess, at the Tesla HQ, sharing the unfortunate news that I was affected by the Tesla's latest round of layoffs, which included the elimination of the entire supercharger org. While this is a bitter pill to swallow, I am incredibly grateful for my time at Tesla and for extraordinary people I've met while working at the Deer Creek office. Another person, Katie. Today marks the end of my journey at Tesla, a development that has taken me by surprise and reverberated across our entire charging organization overnight. And there's Katie there. It's real, guys. Another person, Bisma, right? It was a privilege and honor to work with the most dedicated people who poured their heart and soul into building a charging technology and network that was not only served Tesla drivers, but also welcomed all EVs, making traveling EV seamless experience for everyone. Another person, Alan. Today marks the end of the incredible chapter as I was affected by Tesla. This is just 2 hours ago. So you can't deny it. That people are announcing that they're being laid off on the supercharging team. It's being reported everywhere. And I guess there was a couple of the execs. It was Rebecca Tanushi. So she's a senior director of electric vehicle maker and then the charging network. And then Daniel Ho. This is also a weird one. We haven't gotten to this one yet. So they got rid of Daniel Ho, and it says here, that's the head of new vehicles program, right? So are you not developing new vehicles? Or maybe Musk is like, hey, we need to get someone who's more hardcore and going to sleep at the office kind of thing. It's crazy. And talking about that, this is another, headline that it's like, because remember, Musk wants hardcore people. So here's someone who evidently was hardcore. It says here, Tesla lays off employee who slept in car to work longer hours. So this is someone who's like, hey, I'm going to be hardcore. I'm going to, put all the time in, and I'm just going to sleep in my car and, basically live at work. And then they get fired. And this is the details of this one. It says, unfortunately for Murillo, no amount of loyalty to a company is going to be met with any amount of loyalty to you. And for those of you who are in the modern workforce, I'm sure you appreciate this, right? No amount of loyalty to a company is going to be met with any amount of loyalty to you. Even if you post better numbers than your coworkers, you're ultimately just another meat sack. They're forced to pay until they can figure out how to replace you, right? And then it goes on to say this is sort of why unions are becoming more stronger. Now, I want to bring this up too. This gets even more crazy. This is Rebecca Tanucci. This is her Twitter. Has 0 posts, so she doesn't really do social media, and some people don't, right? There's nothing wrong with that. They just doesn't do it. But here's something that's really interesting. I checked her LinkedIn, and she hadn't posted for like 6 weeks, right? She just posted a few hours ago, so no real post per se, but it was a repost of news from Polestar/Volvo, their competitor. That was kind of peculiar, right? So she doesn't post anything about losing her job or anything about Tesla. Post something about her competitor, and this is what her competitor is up to. Talking about Polestar here, coming out on April 29th. Here's the headline: How we charged a Polestar in 10 minutes and why it'll change EV landscape forever. So basically, and there's a video if you want to watch it, but I just tell you, it's not that exciting a video, but they're just saying, hey, we took one of our Polestar cars from 10% to 80% in about 10 minutes, which is about the same time as a gas station. And I mean, guys, these cars are real. I drove a Polestar. I made a video about it. I like the Polestar. It's a pretty good car. And I've mentioned that several times on this channel. Don't think I just hate Tesla. It's just like I'm more practical about these things. I know that other companies exist. I know that other countries in the world exist. I have a bigger worldview of these kind of things. And I think the fanboys and fangirls of Tesla like just live in this weird cave. And the only thing that God/Elon says is the gospel is just not true. There are other people out there in the world. This Polestar, if I just say it's very peculiar that the Tesla person is only talking about Polestar in the time it looks like that she's been laid off. But I want you to understand that not every company acts like Tesla. I'll give you examples. So Fisker, it looks like this is a sinking ship. We've talked about Fisker before on this channel. This just came out April 30th. It says here, Fisker warned staff they could be laid off and its facility could be closed to workers in 2 months. So why is this different than the Tesla situation? If you're at Tesla, you wake up one day and like your key card doesn't work. And I made a video about that where the girl tried to go to work and she put her key card on the bus and it didn't work. And then the shuttle bus, and then she's like, hey, what's going on? This can't be right, because she felt like she's doing a good job, and then she get there and then she couldn't get into the gate, and she wasn't alone. There was like a whole bunch of other employees like that, and there was like a bunch of employees that got the firing email at lunchtime, right? That kind of thing is like so ridiculous. And the reason why this Fisker is different, they're telling people, hey, things are pretty dour over here. We may have to close in 2 months, but they're like letting you know that this is happening. And moreover, they're letting you know too, they're trying to work out a deal for a buyout from another company. Like they're trying to save your job. They're trying to save the company. So just don't think every company it behaves in the way to where like you wake up one day and you've lost your job. It's not always the case, right? I just think something's seriously wrong over at Tesla. And, moreover, I saw this headline, which I thought was an interesting one. It says, why so many men in the U.S. have stopped working. And this just came out on April 30th also. But it's basically like there's a, age of people 25 to 54. They're just not working. It's due to, tough economy, also due to psychological problems, etc. And just the situation. Some people have just given up. And I was thinking about this to where, because I get this, guys, that, I do this stuff every day when I make a Tesla video and I tell you the truth about this stuff, and you get angry people go, oh, you're so dumb, Elon's so smart, etc. And I just feel like I think there's a segment of people out there that just feel kind of hopeless, and they're putting all their hope in this Elon guy, thinking that he's going to save you, be it with the stock or, whatever you think. Maybe you think that his Twitter actions are going to save you and get you a job or whatever, but I would be very, very careful putting your trust in someone like an Elon. Not only do you have to be hardcore, you sort of like need to rat on your coworkers in order to survive there. I think there's something seriously wrong over at Tesla. I just don't see any like logical reason why you're getting rid of your supercharger team. Yes, I understand you need to cut costs, but there was the one hedge fund guy that came out before and was like, hey, Tesla stock is like going to go down to $24 or something like that. And he was saying they're going to have massive cash flow problems. That could be the case. One thing in my understanding of what's going on at Tesla, is their inventory levels are really high, meaning that they've been producing a bunch of cars and they can't sell them all. So they got all these cars they can't sell. And the way the car company works is like you spend money to build said cars, sell said cars at a profit, the money comes back in the business and you got cash flow, right? But if that is a situation where you can't sell what you've been producing, you're overproducing and your inventory is stale, right? Guys, they haven't had new models for a while. And you've tried to launch new products, be it your semi, which just you made like 50 of these things, or I think it's like 36 or something like that. He promised like 50,000. Yeah, right. You're not really selling the Cybertrucks, right? So that basically failed. There is no Roadster. Reuters came out and said you canceled your Model 2, which is your low cost one. He's like, no, that's not true. And okay, well, where is it, guys? And then he starts talking about robotaxi crap, which is never going to come to fruition for them. I think Tesla's in real trouble here, and the last thing that I thought they were going to do is get rid of the supercharger team. I was like, you'd be crazy. If anything, this would be the team that I would be like working on. The thing is, though, if the whole industry is in trouble, meaning that people just aren't going to spend money on this stuff anymore, these electric vehicles, then yes, I guess your charging network is also in trouble because no one's going to use your dang chargers. But I don't know. This doesn't bode well. And that's my thoughts on this. Please share yours as well. What do you think? Is this Elon being 4D chess genius and he's going to figure out a way to turn around? Or perhaps is there something wrong like I suggest and show you all the evidence? So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.